The inhabitants of Florida, beginning about 12,000 years ago, formed many diverse and complex societies. When European settlers began exploring, they found many Native American tribes in the southeastern portion of the New World. The native peoples were given many names by the European settlers. At the time of first contact, the main group of natives in Florida were the Timucua, the Apalachee, the Calusa, and the Tequesta. It is estimated that the total indigenous population exceeded 100,000 at the time of Ponce de Leon's arrival. These were the native people that Spanish explorers such as Hernando de Soto, Ponce de Leon, and Hernando de Escalante Fontaneda first encountered and wrote of in the early 1500s. The Native Americans immediately to the north were given names such as Creek, Mississauga, Yamasee, and Guale. The name Seminoles was not mentioned. By the 1700s, Europeans had settled into present-day North and South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama. During the 17th and 18th centuries, Georgia formed a buffer between Spanish-owned Florida and the British colonies of America. With the founding of this English colony in 1732, European expansion and political tensions brought increasing pressure on the native populations. English immigration and demand for land pushed the tribes inland. Many were displaced by the nearly constant warfare between European powers, during which traditional native rivalries were exploited in order to enlist them as allies. Great numbers of southeastern natives moved westward to Appalachia. With only a handful of natives left in Florida, most of their population having succumbed to European diseases, groups from the Lower Creek tribes began moving south. So where did the word Seminole originate? Most likely, the name Seminole comes from the Spanish word Cimarron, meaning roughly a wild runaway. The Seminole Indians are not originally native to Florida, but are a group brought together by a series of events beyond their control, driven south by civil conflicts and their lure of free wilderness. The vast majority of people who became known as Seminoles, however, were recent immigrants. The Seminoles began to emerge as a distinct community and culture in the late 1700s. They are a combination of Native American groups from Georgia, Mississippi, and Alabama that migrated into Florida. A few members descended from Florida's pre-colonial residents, such as the Timucuans and the Apalachees, communities that were decimated by colonial conflicts but never completely wiped out.